Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your post-match reaction. Chelsea won, Pafos nil. The mighty Pafos with their low block defending their hearts out. Look, I'm going to start things off with a positive because there's a lot of negatives to talk about, and I don't want to always be branded, oh, you're so negative, you're so negative. The positives are we're in top 8. We're in top 8. The target is top 8 in the Champions League to ensure that there is a automatic qualification into the next round. Right now, as we speak, we are sitting at 8th, but there's a lot of teams on 13 points. The goal difference is going to be a very, very important factor. This is why a lot of us wanted more than one goal against Pafos. We wanted 2, 3, 4, but not to be. We're going to talk about the match down the track. As I said, still, we're in the top 8. It's all in our hands, right? We've got the match against Napoli coming up, and if we can secure a victory, which, you know, it's not a impossible situation. Napoli are not doing that well overall. And Napoli, look, the bottom line in that match, it's going to be a fight because Napoli are 25th. They need to win to qualify for the playoffs. So they're going to go very hard on that game. And it's going to be a war. It's Antonio Conte as well, you know, ex-Chelsea boss, Premier League champion. Antonio Conte with us. So they're going to really put their best efforts, but I feel like the game's going to be different. It's not going to be where Napoli is going to sit back like Pafos have all this entire game and make it very difficult for us to open them up. Napoli will definitely need to come out and do something because they need to win, which hopefully will then allow for space and some better football, because this game was definitely not a good watch, to be honest. So we'll see what happens in that game. This is a massive positive for me, that the fact that we're 8th and it's in our hands to do something against Napoli. So now, taking that aside, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about it. Trick Williams. Let's talk about it. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Let's talk about it. So look, this game, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be absolutely honest, it wasn't a good game. It was not a good game. I expected Chelsea to be all over Pafos. There was a lot of times where we didn't counter-press with energy. We didn't move the ball quickly enough. I wanted to see more passes through the middle. We wanted to play a lot of sideways. And I know it's very difficult to play against oppositions that just want to sit back. They don't really have an intention to hurt you. And overall, Pafos, to be honest, they probably just had one good chance in the first half where the shot came off, I believe might have been Wesley Fofana. Could have been an own goal. It hit the post. Besides that, they really didn't have any other good opportunities. Even in the second half, they didn't really do much. Pafos, if I'm being absolutely honest, they're really a Conference League level team. But kudos to them. They were very structured. They were very disciplined. They had one plan, which is sit deep, defend your hearts out. Goalkeeper was a boss as well. We had a couple of shots from range. He did well to stop them. He had a shot from Estevan Willian as well in the second half. He did really well to stop them. But I expected us to really take the game to them. You know, box them on a regular basis. There were times where Pafos, they were very comfortable playing out from the back as well. We weren't counter-pressing them, you know, with intensity. And as I said, I needed to see more penetration through the middle. I needed to see more passes to Liam Delap, zipping passes to Liam Delap, and then Delap linking up with the midfielders, and then midfielders finding the wingers going in between the lines. There was a chance in the first half with Jorel Hato where we did the exact same play. Zipped a pass to Liam Delap. Liam Delap laid it off to Caicedo. Caicedo then found Hato in that half space, and then Hato really should have scored that. I wanted to see a lot more of that type of a play. That was the disappointment for me in the entirety of that game, where I felt like we weren't on full throttle. We got the victory, and I've already talked about the positives. So don't go mad at me. I'm trying to keep things balanced here. I've already done the positives, so don't get angry now. I'm trying to say this wasn't a good performance from us. For me, man of the match, Caicedo gets the headed goal, but overall his game was fantastic. He was probably the only one that had a flawless game. He did well. Besides that, if I look back, straight from the lineup, I didn't understand why Jurgensen started from the get-go. He then got substituted off at halftime because he picked up an injury. I don't know what injury he picked up, what he did, because he was predominantly not busy, but he picked up an injury. Sanchez came on. But I didn't understand why Jurgensen played from the get-go. It's an important game in the Champions League that we needed to win. We did win, but we can't treat it like a cup game, right? I would have gone with Sanchez, but nonetheless, Jorgensen started and then he got injured. Besides that, in defense, I would not have tinkered around. I feel like too much tinkering is going on with the CB, CB combination. I like Wesley Fofana and Chalobah, even though they're not the standards, but that's something that's predominantly worked for us. I don't understand why we need to chop and change with Wesley Fofana and Chalobah. It's probably going to be a different set of centre backs against Crystal Palace in the weekend because we haven't seen Wesley Fofana play twice, 2 games in a row. Fofana for me was actually all right. He was, out of all the defenders, he seemed someone who showed a little bit more intensity, a little bit more urgency. Looked like he wanted to counter press and win the ball aggressively all the time when Pafos had the ball. But the issue, look, 50-50, to be honest, not the greatest of performances from him. Reece James, he got hooked off at halftime, and rightly so. He wasn't looking good, to be honest. He had one good shot in the first half, but it seemed like we had too many midfielders. That was not necessary against a team that didn't look like they could hurt us. They didn't have the quality to hurt us. So it was the right change. I said it at halftime. I'd take Reece James off and bring on Esteban Willian, and that's exactly what Liam Rossinier did. Jorel Hato didn't really have to do much, but then again, didn't really do much himself in terms of the performance. It was okay. Nothing outstanding. One good opportunity. Had he scored that, maybe that performance would have gone up a little bit, but he shot straight to the goalkeeper. And then he came off, in the second half down the track, and Cucurella came on. In the midfield, as I said, Caicedo was a standout for me. Enzo Fernandez. The thing I don't like about Enzo Fernandez sometimes is you talk too much, man. You're too wild. You're picking up yellow cards. You're pointing too much. Sometimes calm. Focus on playing the game. Focus on finding those passes. There was only the one pass that he found in the second half for Esteval, which was a standout for me. But besides that, there wasn't much. Garnacho, stinker. Garnacho actually had quite a few chances. Good chances. And he doesn't pull the trigger quickly enough. Stinker from Garnacho. Stinker from Neto. Neto had a couple of really good crosses. But overall, the level needs to be higher. I know some people might say in the comment, I thought Garnacho was good. I thought Neto was... No. Level needs to be a lot higher. Liam Delap is not good enough. I don't know what the plan was. Liam Delap was just in between the two defenders all the time. I don't know why he doesn't come out every now and then, bring the centre-backs with you. Try and get involved. Try and link up with the midfield. Let the midfield then allow for wingers to go in behind Liam Delap. So I felt like Liam Delap, I don't think it was a good game from him. Then again, João Pedro came on and it wasn't like João Pedro did a lot, but at least, João Pedro is always moving around, right? He's giving different options. Who else was there? Malo Gusto, decent enough game. Not something to really hone in about and be excited about. Esteban Willian, I expected more, but then again, he's been sick in recent times. He had that one really good shot. Besides that, I don't think Esteban Willian was that great. But then again, he's been sick. And overall, there's not been any standouts, really. Besides that, it's been a very poor performance, man. I expected 3-4 goals, us to be all over Pafos, but that wasn't the case. But we take away the 1-0 win, and we are in the top 8. Now let's look forward to Crystal Palace. Take care of business there, get the 3 points there. Very important to get the 3 points in the Premier League. And then we'll see what we can do against Napoli. The fate is in our hands, and if we get a victory against Napoli, I think we make top 8, considering what happens elsewhere, because there's a lot of points. There's a lot of teams on 13 points in the Champions League. So look, I don't want to delve too much into this match anymore because it wasn't anything amazing. It really wasn't. And I hope, look, the wins create a momentum. Picked up the victory against Charlton, picked up the... then we lost against Fulham, to be honest. Was that under Liam Rossinier against Fulham? I think so. Then we lost against Arsenal as well. But look, we picked up the victory against Brentford. Now we've got the victory against Pafos. Hopefully we can build a bit of a momentum. That's all I can say. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about this match. For me, lackluster, but we're in top 8 Champions League. Smash up the like button, hype, subscribe, do all of that, especially hype. Really helps out with the growth of the channel. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya.